So a 10-year rebuild that I think is going to provide a pretty in-depth challenge is going to be with the Miami Heat. Now, Miami Heat are off to a rocky start here in the 2024 season, and Tyler Herro has been by far their best player so far. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Yeah, we're going to keep the 10-year rebuild trend going. Let's do it with the Miami Heat. And I'm excited for this one today because Jimmy Butler is 34 years old, but everybody else is still fairly young. Like Bam is 26, Herro's 23. We still have Caleb Martin sub 30. Thomas Bryant is 26, but yeah, like we got Duncan Robinson's kind of poor contract. Kyle Lowry's getting up there in age as well with like Kevin Love. They got Nikola Jovic, Jaime Jaquez. And I think to start off the season, I will be sending Jovic to the G League because I think the goal with him is to develop him into at least being a rotational guy. And same with Jaquez as well. I don't have that much faith in any of them really becoming like a top guy on the team. And I'm excited to see how this team is going to operate this season. I don't think it's a championship team right now. Obviously, we know that the Miami Heat will turn it up a notch come playoff time, and they'll be just much better no matter if they're the 6 seed, 7 seed, 8 seed, 1 seed. It does not matter. Spoelstra wants to be a defensive-minded head coach. I think he could be that with this current roster. I mean, with Bam, Butler, and Lowry, it's still solid. So yeah, like I said, I don't think we're going to win a championship this year. I don't know if we're going to be able to win one with Jimmy Butler as this team's top guy. And as long as he's on the team getting paid what he's going to be the top guy. So I don't know if there's going to be a point throughout this next 10 years where I'm going to have to trade Jimmy or he's going to retire as a Miami Heat. All right, so we're here at the All-Star Draft, and Bam Adebayo is an All-Star this season in year 7, 19.5 points, 11 rebounds, 3.5 assists, over a block a night as well. Just seeing, yeah, Jimmy Butler also an All-Star, 24 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. He heard me talking shit about him in the beginning of the video, but no Tyler Herro, who I don't think it's really like a subjective take. I think it's pretty objective that he's been their best player this season. Honestly, he should have maybe been an All-Star. Maybe the Heat should have had 3 guys in it because Herro's averaging 24.5 points, 5 rebounds, 3.7 assists. Maybe the field goal percentage you'd like to be a little bit higher, but 46%, like almost, I will take that. 41 from 3, 92 from the line. There's a good chance that Herro's like a 50, 40, 90 guy at some point in this video. And we are currently 34 and 18 at the trade deadline. I really don't know if there's going to be a trade to be made because I don't want to move Jaime Jaquez. I don't want to move Nikola Jovic. I don't think this team should really be moving draft picks because there's a point where this team could be bad and I don't really want to give up all this draft capital. So you know what? We're 16 games above 500. Maybe 2K will like us and we can make a run in the playoffs at 34 and 18, 2 seed in the East. Yeah, I think I'm going to stay pat at the deadline. Kyle Lowry would come back on a 1-year deal. Honestly, worth $3.7 million. I think I would bring him back if he doesn't retire. Sure, why not? Dude, 2K loves Ja Morant. I feel like he always wins MVP, even if he is suspended for 25 games. We did get Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler all on All-NBA third team. And Jimmy Butler makes all defensive second team as well. He had maybe the best season of his career throughout the regular season this year in 2024. Kind of crazy to see. The Miami Heat ended up as the 5 seed in the Eastern Conference, though. So we did drop from the 2 to the 5 seed. Ended up with 48 wins. All right, so we're going up against the Milwaukee Bucks in round 1, a rematch of round 1 from the 2023 playoffs. I don't think we're the favorites in this series, but 2K doesn't love the Bucks. So maybe there is a good chance that we are able to advance to round 2. I think Jaquez is definitely somebody that will be in the rotation next year, but for now, he's not going to be in it for at least the time being. I don't love Kevin Love on this team. Honestly, I think for the playoffs, like Caleb Martin is definitely going to start over him. I think something like this is fine with the rotation. Honestly, Kevin Love could probably get 10 minutes a night. Caleb Martin can get 29. Let's do 38 to Bam, 41 to Jimmy. Why not? Let's do 38 to Tyler Herro, maybe 30 to Lowry, and then we can do a couple more minutes to Duncan Robinson for his floor spacing ability. We are 3.5-star defense. Can we beat the Milwaukee Bucks in round 1? Or are the Bucks going to get revenge on what happened last year in the 2023 playoffs? We're up 2 games to 1 and we end up winning in 6. Yes. So the Bucks get eliminated in round 1 again by the Heat. Jimmy had a 28-point triple-double to win game 6 by 2 at home. Herro averaged 25 points. Jimmy averaged 25, 21, 11, and almost 5 for Bam Adebayo. And now we're taking on the Philadelphia 76ers, a team that 2K does like a lot in the simulation. They went out and traded for Gabe Vincent and Jordan Clarkson throughout the regular season. Are we going to make it to the conference finals once again? The Miami Heat way, and no, we end up getting gentlemen swept. So the Sixers get revenge from the quarterfinal exit that the Heat dealt them back in the 2022 playoffs. But yeah, unfortunately, this team was not able to advance. It's not because of Jimmy Butler or Bam Adebayo. I mean, Herro could have been a little bit better, like efficiency-wise, but yeah, it's really just the bench of this team because we might have just wasted a prime Jimmy Butler playoff run. Sixers and Lakers in the finals, and the Lakers end up sweeping them with LeBron getting another ring and another finals MVP. And LeBron goes out on top. He does retire. So Kyle Lowry, I'm not going to get him for $3 million. Honestly, the efficiency, I think that's okay. He's going to move on. So we are going to be in the market for a new point guard next year. LeBron does head to the Hall of Fame. I do think that Kyle Lowry will be in the Hall of Fame when it's all said and done. And here we are at the 2024 NBA draft, and we do own our first round pick. It's at number 20, so we could look to hit on this pick. We should probably look to trade up. There are some good point guards in this draft, but it might be hard to trade up to get one of them. So I couldn't really find a good trade to move up with. So yeah, Ron Holland goes number 1. I mean, Isaiah Collier on this team would have been sick, but we were never going to be that bad to be selecting 2nd overall. So we're going to take Elliot Cadeau out of North Carolina here, possibly to be the point guard for the future. He's 18 years old. I think I did butcher it. I might have said Shadow in the Utah Jazz rebuild, but yeah, we're going to snag him here, and I actually think that's pretty good value for him, and I know he developed very well in that Jazz rebuild, so I hope he does the same for us here. And I was debating between him and Tyrese Proctor, the point guard out of Duke, and Proctor could be a little bit better of a prospect, but maybe it's my UNC over Duke bias to select Cadeau. So yeah, let's sign Dylan Mitchell and Elliot Cadeau. I have to change his name real quick as well. All right, so right now he is the starting point guard. He's the only point guard on the roster. Obviously, I'm going to try to pick somebody up in free agency. Love, Brian, and Martin all opt out. Josh Richardson opts in, which I'm kind of happy with because he could provide some defense. Going to pick up the team option on Nikola Jovic. Drew Smith, I think I'm going to let walk. So yeah, Jovic will be in the rotation. Hawkes will be in the rotation. RJ Hampton, I'd like to bring back as well. It seems like he's a Heat product, maybe a little bit better in real life than he is right now in Team K. And if we're looking at the mid-level exceptions, I'd honestly rather just see what Elliot Cadeau could do as a rookie than sign like Cam Payne or Patrick Beverley. I will look to sign Pat Bev, though, on a 1-year deal just to get a defensive-minded guard off the bench. We also have bird rights on Caleb Martin, so I'm going to give him a 3-year, $30 million contract. So we get Pat Bev, we get Caleb Martin back. And then lastly, I'm going to try to sign Andre Drummond to a 3-year deal with a team option on the last year to be our backup center since Thomas Bryant left us. So Kawhi stays in Los Angeles. James Harden goes to the Toronto Raptors. Paul George goes to Utah and joins the Utah Jazz. All right, that's definitely a shocker. As Klay Thompson, even a bigger shocker, leaves the Warriors and goes to the Clippers. So Jimmy Butler starts to regress, but only down 1 overall, so he still should be very good for us. Duncan Robinson regresses. He's got 2 years left because he has like a $19 million player option for the 2026 season, which is kind of brutal. All right, so I don't think Elliot Cadeau is going to start just yet. I think he's going to get 10 minutes off the bench. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to even play Pat Bev right away because I'm going to see what RJ Hampton can do as a starting point guard. We're going to give Hero 35 minutes a night. We're going to give Jimmy 37, and we'll probably go like 36 to Jimmy. We'll do 29 to Martin, 35 to Bam. We'll do 30 to Jaime Hawkins because he could have a big season for us as our 6th man. Defense isn't a great-minded system, so I think we're going to go to balance under Spoelstra. First game of the season, we end up winning by 10. Hero drops 36, 7, and 7. Butler with 35, 5, and 3. An incredible performance. Cadeau, all right, not too bad. 2 steals in this performance. How did RJ Hampton do? 3 for 5, 1 for 2 from downtown. 9 points and 3 assists. All right, could be better, could be worse. All right, so here at the All-Star Draft, Jimmy Butler is a starter once again on Team Giannis. His numbers have gone down a little bit last year, but still giving us elite production from a 35-year-old. Bam Adebayo is a 4-time All-Star now. He's a reserve on Team Jokic. We are 31-18. I'm like trying to figure out how to go all in this season if we're trying to win a championship. Hawkes, his efficiency hasn't been great this season, so I might have to diminish his minutes a little bit. Duncan Robinson is just kind of useless for us at the moment. His contract will become a little bit more tradable in the offseason since it will be an expiring contract. RJ Hampton, I mean, it's been okay. I wish he could have been a little bit better. I don't know, man, because I'm like, if I can't win with Jimmy right now, should I just trade Jimmy? So we're 14 games above 500 at the trade deadline. I don't really know what to do here. So Jimmy does have a player option he could opt out of. I wonder if like he would sign an extension. He would not. I don't know what to do, man. I am debating. No, I'm not going to trade Jimmy. That wouldn't make any sense at all. Nikola Jovic has not been off to a great start either in his career so far. And I think I'm just going to stay put at the deadline once again. I think I may play Elliot Cadeau a little bit more. I think like Jaime Hawkins' minutes are definitely going to diminish a little bit. And even Jovic as well. So let's see what Cadeau could do with 19 minutes. I think he's definitely been better at the gate than probably the last 2 first-round picks in Hawkes and Jovic. I would like Bam to be here longer, so he's got 2 years left on his deal. Let's add 3 more on top of it, so he's going to be Miami Heat till he's 32 years old. One of the best defenders in the league at the center position and just overall, so we got to get it done. So can we top 48 wins from last year? We have to win at least 1 more here against Brooklyn, and we do. So we end up going 50-32, a nice 50-win season from the Miami Heat. Jokic takes home his 3rd MVP. Isaiah Collier, the number 2 overall pick, is your Rookie of the Year. Amen Thompson, 6th Man of the Year in Houston. And Asor got Most Improved. Shout out to the Thompson twins this season. That's pretty dope. Mike Brown gets his 2nd Coach of the Year award of his career now. We didn't get any Miami Heat on the All-NBA teams. What about the All-Defensive teams? No Bam Adebayo. Wow, so just a pretty normal year from the Heat. We ended up as the 2 seed though. So 50 wins got me the 2 seed in the East. We're going to be going up against a team that we just beat twice to end the year. The Miami Heat. They have Bronny James now. Here was the scoring allocation with Tyler Hero being the number 1 scorer by far. I was curious to see how he was in an All-Star. 26 points, 6 points, 5.7 rebounds, 4.8 assists. I think he's going to get 50, 40, 90 at one point, man. RJ Hampton had a strong end to the year, so he will be the starting point guard for the playoffs. Elliot Cadeau was also solid his rookie year. He could be the long-term answer at the point guard spot. We'll see how much he progresses in the offseason. And I think he will play a little bit for us in the playoffs. So I don't think Jovic is going to play. I mean, he was just too inefficient. I think Duncan Robinson, obviously he could be a spark plug, hit some threes off the bench. He'll get 10 minutes. Probably do like 13 to Drummond. Let's do 20 to Cadeau. Let's do like 23 to Jaquez. 38 to Bam. 32 to Caleb Martin. We'll do 29 to RJ Hampton, and then we could do 37 to Hero, 38 to Jimmy. And we're taking on the Brooklyn Nets in round 1. We should really sweep this team. I don't think we should lose, and we're down 3-2. Oh my god, we win in 7, 2K. Why are we going to game 7 against this team? We ended up winning by 29 points, but still, man, that was way too close for comfort. Tyler Hero, 25 points. Jimmy, 24. Bam at a double-double. Shout out to RJ Hampton. Maybe he's the friend. I don't know if he's going to be a good enough point guard, like as a facilitator, but he's definitely going to earn an extension from me for sure. So we're taking on the Cavs here in round 2. 2K's like golden child. Can we beat them and advance to the conference finals, or are we going to lose in the second round for the second straight year? We're up 3-0 and we sweep them. All right, maybe it's not their golden child. The Miami Heat are in the conference finals because Tyler Hero averaged 34 points in 4 games. Wow, game 1. We ended up winning by 21 points. In game 2, we ended up winning by 38. What a performance from RJ Hampton, man. Holy crap, he's been so good in the playoffs. Game 3, we won by 2. And then game 4, we won by just 3. Hampton averaged 14 points on great efficiency there in round 2. Cadeau, not as much. And here we are taking on the New York Knicks in the conference finals. They have a pretty standard team, haven't made too many big moves. They've got Kenrich Williams, KPJ now. And then you got the Thunder and the Timberwolves over there in the Western Conference Finals. And we end up gentlemen sweeping the Knicks. And the Miami Heat make their first finals here of the video. And they've now made the finals in 2020, 2023, and 2025. So 3 times in the last 5 years. Or I guess 6 NBA finals, I should say. And Tyler Hero was your Eastern Conference Finals MVP. We're going up against the 2-seeded Thunder, who are now 12-1 in the playoffs. All right, Thunder versus Heat, a rematch of the 2012 NBA Finals. And we end up losing by 7 in game 1. All right, SGA dropped 35. Game 2, we end up losing this one by 12. Just no defense being played. 153-141. Game number 3, we lose. By 2 points. All right, unless 2K's got a 3-0 lead being blown up their sleeves, we are not winning this series, and we end up getting swept. Damn, man, we have a great playoff run just to get swept in the finals. And this team, I don't know, man, our best players continuing to get older. I don't feel comfortable about this ceiling with Jimmy. I mean, we almost were just we're just in the finals. We almost just won it. So that definitely exceeded my expectations this year. Because I honestly thought that we were going to lose in round 2 to the Cleveland Cavaliers there. So yeah, sweeping them, beating the Knicks in 5 really shocked me. We do not have our first round pick in this draft. It goes to the team that just beat us. So just add insult to injury to the Thunder at 27. All right, so Jimmy Butler, I have a feeling he's going to opt out. And do I want to extend him that much at 35 years old? So yeah, not like the Miami Heat are ending up with Cooper Flagg or anything. What? He fell to 6 to Orlando? Houston, Brooklyn, San Antonio, Detroit, and Philly. What are you doing? Oh, that's a generational prospect right there. He was so good for the Knicks in the 10-year Jazz rebuild. That's crazy. All right, Duncan Robinson has a player option. It's not a team option. I don't know why 2K has it as that. So we will pick it up, but it is an expiring deal at $19.89 million. So we should be able to trade him. I'm going to pick it up on Mitchell, Jaquez, and Jovic as well. I may try to package him and Jovic. We'll see. We're going to give RJ Hampton the qualifying offer for sure. And Jimmy Butler doesn't have any deals. So I think I'm just going to do a 3-year deal. No, a 2-year deal. Yeah, just a fully guaranteed 2-year deal. It'll be worth $88 million. And I guess we're going to just let Jimmy retire as a Miami Heat. Josh Richardson on the minimum, I would take back for sure. So welcome back, Jimmy. All right, so I'm going to make this trade with the Charlotte Hornets. We're getting PJ Washington, who has definitely seen his role be diminished in Charlotte. We get AJ Green, not the Cincinnati Bengals, AJ Green. We're giving them Jovic and we're giving them Robinson. PJ Washington and Robinson are both expiring deals. Just want to double check Washington doesn't have an option. He does not. Okay, so let's make this trade. I would like to re-sign Washington most likely. I think he'll be solid for the team. We actually have a decent mid-level exception left. Who do I want to go after with that? All right, I'm going to try to snag Tyus Jones. Oh, yeah, 3-year deal. Yeah, we'll do a 3-year deal, team option on the last year. We're $13.5 million a year. Can we snag Tyus Jones? That is a huge pickup for us. And this might be a steal, but RJ Hampton, 2 years, $6 million? Hell yeah. It's the Miami Heat way, man. So yeah, just to take a look here, anybody switch up in free agency? Donovan Mitchell leads the Cavs after getting swept to go to the Golden State Warriors. That's kind of crazy. That was the big free agency switch up this offseason. Player progression, Jimmy Butler regresses 2 overalls. All right, so yeah, nothing else kind of too noticeable. Cadeau goes up to a 73. I still want to play him a ton. And yeah, RJ Hampton won't be the starting point guard. It'll be Tyus Jones, but that fits Hampton anyway. He's more of a 2. All right, so we are going to have a 10-man rotation this year with I think Jaquez as the 6th man, PJ Washington, Hampton, Drummond, and Cadeau off the bench. Actually, no. I'm going to give those minutes, and I'm just going to swap Hampton and Jaquez. And then the starting 5 is going to be Tyus Jones, Tyler Hero. So we got TNT, and then we got Jimmy Butler, Caleb Martin, and Bam Adebayo there in the starting 5. 4-star balanced. First game of the season is at home against the Detroit Pistons, and we end up winning 163-160. No defense being played whatsoever. Tyus Jones 13-7 in his Heat debut. I'm a little worried that we just gave up 160 points. I mean, we scored 163. We start off the season 3-0. Let's go. 23-10-7 for Hero. And then the Timberwolves end up falling to us by 29 points. Hero with 27. Butler with 20 and 12. Bam with 16, 8 and 4. 2 blocks as well. Jaquez had 16 and 16 minutes. We'll take that for sure. When are we going to lose our first game? It's not going to be against the Bucks here. We end up beating them by 6 on the road. Shout out to Bam getting 36 and 13 against them. We end up beating Philly by 20. Can we start off the season 6-0? Yes, we can. Let's go. What a start to year 3, man. Maybe this team is deep enough where we can win a title this season, or we can make a move at the deadline. Our first L came in game 7 against the Kings, and we lost by 1. And here we are at the All-Star draft, where we're going to see Jimmy Butler make the All-Star game, but not a starter now. Here in year number 15, he is a reserve. He's averaging 17.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, 5.8 assists. Yeah, we're seeing the regression of Jimmy Butler. Hopefully he turns it up a notch in the playoffs. And hey, Bam is an All-Star once again. He's been very consistent for us so far on both ends of the floor. We're 34-15 though. It's a really good record. I feel like I gotta try to make a win now move at the deadline. There's a chance we're gonna be 37-15 if we beat the Spurs here, and we do. All right, we are 37-15. That is a very good record. Tyler Hero is our #1 scorer. He's on his way to getting a 50-40-90 season. Hell yeah, 26 years old, so he's going to be good for a little bit longer. Tyus Jones only averaging 5.5 assists. I thought he would average more, not going to lie. I think PJ Washington has been good for us as a bench power forward. I just wonder, like, what's the win now move? Maybe we just kind of keep this team going. Let's get a new Hero extension done. 32 mil a year for 3 more years, so he's under contract for the next 5. And I want to lock up PJ Washington as well. 7 million guaranteed next year, and then a team option if we want to keep him back in 2 years from now. How many Jaquez? Damn, dude. He's been struggling. It sucks to see. To be honest, I don't want to move Hero, Bam, or Butler, and it's hard to match salary. Like, I don't want to also move Tyus Jones and PJ Washington. So we're going to see if this team can win a championship this season. At the trade deadline, we're the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference. We had 2 All-Stars, and that's not even including somebody that's going to average north of 26 points on 50, 40, 90 efficiency. I have a good bench. It's now or never for Jimmy winning a title with the Heat. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, coming off being Finals MVP, wins MVP the following season. Ace Bailey was the #1 overall pick, and he gets Rookie of the Year over Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg came off the bench in Orlando. I guess it is tough when you have him, Paolo, and Franz. I would choose him probably over Franz to kind of roll with long term. We didn't get anybody on an All-NBA team here in year 3. We got nobody on an All-Defensive team either, or an all-rookie team. We did end the season as the 1 seed, though, in the Eastern Conference with a 58-24 record. We won 8 more games this year than last year. We're taking on the Bulls in round 1. We have a fun team with Justin Edwards, Zach LaVine, DeRozan, Vucevic, Kuminga, and Lonzo. It's a solid squad for sure. Here were the end of the season stats, with Hero being the guy, the top scorer. Then you had Jimmy, you had Bam, you had 3 other guys score north of 10, and PJ, Caleb, and Tyus Jones. Elliot Cadeau had a good, efficient season, man. I feel like he could be a long-term answer at our point guard spot. I do. But I don't know if he's going to get minutes in the playoffs. I don't even know if I want to play Jaquez, honestly. Actually, I don't. He's been too inefficient. I think he may get the Jovic treatment and may get shipped out in the offseason, which would be kind of sad. RJ Hampton was efficient. He's definitely going to be our 6th man for sure. And then we're going to go 38 to Jimmy, 38 to Hero, and then 36 to Bam. So can we beat the Chicago Bulls and advance to round 2 in the playoffs as a 1 seed, 58 wins? We end up gentlemen sweeping them, in which we saw 3 guys score north of 20, with Hero averaging almost 30, Butler at 25. Yeah, let's get playoff Butler. Come on. 21 and 10 for Bam, 4.5 assists as well. Battle of Florida in round 2. This team is good. Black, Suggs, Franz, Paolo, Carter with the 6th man of the year. Cooper Flagg off the bench. Cole Anthony, Fultz, and Bridges there as well. This is going to be a good matchup to go to the conference finals. Nope, we end up gentlemen sweeping them. Let's go, man. We are currently 8-2 in the playoffs. Tyler Hero against Orlando averaged 29 points. Bam with 18, 10, and 5. Tyus Jones had 16 points. He's not, 5.8 assists has been good, but he's been like more of like a scorer than I thought he would be. Taking on the Pacers, who have Jalen Green now. All right, with Tyrese Halliburton. Okay, that's a solid team. Are we able to beat them and go back to the NBA Finals and win the Eastern Conference in back-to-back years? We sweep them. All right, we are 12-2, getting a rematch, shout out to Bam, of the 2023 Finals. Nuggets versus Heat. Oh, I am nervous. I am nervous, man. This Heat team, getting flashbacks. from Nikola Jokic dominating us in the 2023 finals. Game 1, we lose. Oh, no. I don't want to lose 2 finals in a row. Come on. I want to get one for Jimmy. We win Game 2 by 1. We split them in Miami. Game number 3 goes to the Nuggets. Oh, boy. They beat us by 36 points. Oh, it wasn't close. Game number 4. We win. We're alive still. We're alive. All right. We beat him by 33. That was a statement win. Tyus Jones with 29. All right. Huge Game 5 rubber match goes to the Miami Heat. All right. We are 1 game away from winning the finals. Tyler Hero hits 15 free throws, 40 points. Game 6 is going to be in Denver. Can we win the finals? Off to a fantastic start in the first. They come back a little bit. Great performance here in the second. No, don't lose the third. All right, we're doing well. We're doing well. We are currently up by 21 points, and we are going to win the NBA Finals. Let's go. Spoelstra gets another ring. Jimmy gets his first. Let's go. Bam gets his first. Hero gets his first. I think everybody gets their first. Maybe Drummond, did he get one with the Lakers in the bubble? No, that was after the bubble. Yeah, I think everybody just got their first ring. And finals MVP is Tyler Hero. Yes, he is the best player on the team for sure. And we're going into the offseason riding a high. We know that Jimmy's going to keep regressing, but as long as Hero can be the guy, we are going to be okay going forward. I think next offseason, I'm going to add 2 expansion teams because I said this in the Jazz rebuild. I think for longer rebuilds, I should because there's just too much talent and everybody kind of wants a decent amount of money. So like free agency, a lot of top guys either sign 1 year of like veteran minimums that are like 88 overalls or they just go unsigned. So it'll definitely help out the roster balancing when we add 2 expansion teams. We have the 30th pick. So with the 30th overall pick, I'm going to take Jerome Walton, a 20-year-old power forward out of Wake Forest, so maybe the next Tim Duncan. Jermaine McLeod went number 1 overall to the Pelicans. All right, number 2 was Kendall Roy from Succession, making his appearance here in the rebuild. We took JP Patrick at number 41. I think Drummond for 4.4 mil, I'm going to bring back as the backup center. We're going to bring back Jaquez, but I think he's going to look to get traded. We're going to let Dylan Mitchell, like our 2nd round pick from a few years ago, walk. Richardson, I mean, we can just keep him. He's been around here for a while in 2 different stints. So I could go out and sign Cole Anthony if I wanted to. That would be sick. Should we get Trey Jones? Get just both the Jones brothers? Can we sign Lou Dort to a 4-year deal, team option on the last year? This would be kind of huge. Let's go. We just got Lou Dort on the team. It's going to help improve our defense so much. And we're going to trade Jaime Jaquez to the Chicago Bulls for their 1st round pick next year. So it said that him or Jovic didn't work out. But I mean, they were just too inefficient on this team. Luka Doncic signs a 4-year, $232 million deal with the Nets. KD stays in Phoenix. Curry stays in Golden State with Donovan Mitchell. De'Aaron Fox goes to Milwaukee. Jalen Brunson goes to Philly. Okay, so a lot of people switching teams. Mikal Bridges goes to the Clippers. The Clippers have lost like Paul George. I think they re-signed Kawhi for a little bit, and then they did again. And then they also have Mikal Bridges. I'm pretty sure they signed Klay Thompson, but they don't have him anymore. Maybe it never went through after moratorium. That could have been a thing. And Jimmy is down to a 90 overall. I'm surprised Hero hasn't gone up at all, but you know what? I will take it. All right, so we're going to have a 5-man bench once again with Lou Dort being the 6th man, then PJ Washington, Elliot Cadeau, RJ Hampton, and Andre Drummond with a starting 5 of Jones, Hero, Butler, Martin, and Bam. I think we could look to upgrade the power forward spot at the deadline if that opportunity does arise, and I think I need to make an upgrade there. But for now, that's going to be the squad. We ended up holding the Wizards to under 100 points to start off the year. I will take that. This could be Jimmy Butler's last year in the NBA as well. He's getting up there in age. It's the final year of his contract, and I don't know if he's going to want to re-sign with us when the contract extension deadline is up. So yeah, hey, this could be Jimmy Butler's last year. I would like to go out and get him another ring, go back to back. I'm trying to win as many as I can in this video. So we're here at the All-Star Draft. Tyler Hero just reminds me of the Tyrese Maxey post-Harden Sixers rebuild, and he just never got any awards for just putting up some insane numbers. Like, he should have been an All-Star multiple times in this video, but it's been Bam and Jimmy Butler, I think just because of the name recognition. Because Tyler Hero is averaging 24 points. I don't know though. Like, obviously he's not like maybe still as good as Jimmy on the defensive side of the floor, but still, he should have been an All-Star at least once. And this team is 28-21 at the moment. We had a little bit of a championship hangover. We were like 17-17 at one point. We just got blown out by the Nets by 33 points. Well, that's disgusting. Oh my God, what a terrible performance. And I thought I was going to make a trade at the deadline. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to run with this team as well. Like, Jerome Walton could be the starting power forward next year if I want to move on from Caleb Martin. We'll see, though. And I'll see you guys at the end of the 2027 regular season. And Nikola Jokic wins another MVP in his career. Kingsley is your rookie of the year. He was actually the 30th pick in the draft in 2024. Okay. Cooper Flag, 6th man of the year. Giannis Depoy. Dylan Harper, most improved. He was drafted 3rd overall in 2025. Donovan Mitchell, clutch player of the year in Golden State. Are we going to get a Heat on an All-NBA team? Nope, we haven't really in a couple of seasons. Nor do we get anybody on all-defensive team either. We finished as the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference, going up against Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and the Boston Celtics. There's Tyrese Proctor, who maybe I should have taken over Elliot Cadeau. He's looking pretty good for this Celtics team. And here are the stats this season, with Hero leading the way, followed by Bam, Butler. Cadeau had 11 points and 3.2 assists in, what, 17 minutes a night? I don't know. He might be better than Tyus Jones. He may be. So for the playoffs, I don't think I'm going to start Cadeau, but honestly, I may do like the 24-minute thing and just have them each play half the game at point guard. I think Drummond's going to get like 7 minutes a night. We'll probably do like 16 to Washington, maybe like 13 to Hampton. Sure, we could do something like that. And then let's go 37 to Hero, 36 to Bam and Jimmy. 4.5 star balance right now. Can we beat the Boston Celtics? I don't think we're the fate. I don't know. We're like barely the favorite if anything, and we ended up winning in 5. We just gentlemen swept them. All right. So here we are in round 2. Maybe this is just like we take the regular season off and we show it in the playoffs. And I think Cadeau is better than Tyus Jones. I honestly think this is a breakout playoff run for Cadeau. We're going to go 20 minutes to Tyus Jones. We're going to go 28 to Elliot Cadeau. Taking on the Cavs, who don't have Donovan Mitchell, but they do have Garland, Okoro, Mackenzie Mbako, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, Clint Capella, Max Strus, Monty Morris, Trent Flowers. It's a deep team for sure, but we could definitely beat them. No, we cannot, because we ended up getting just swept. We didn't win a single game. Oh my God. Lost by 41, 17, 2, and then 34 points. All right, well, that's not really how I wanted this season to end, and I guess that's on me. Elliot Cadeau did not shoot the ball well whatsoever. Neither did Tyus Jones. All right, I think we've ran the course with this core right now. We've done 4 seasons. We're about 40% through the video, as the Bulls just blew a 3-1 lead to the Thunder, and Shea gets his second in 2 years final MVPs award. Finals MVP, not final MVP. So no super notable names retire. Rudy Gobert does though. So no Jimmy Butler. He's a free agent. Maybe we just don't re-sign him. Maybe he just like pulls a Patrick Ewing like when he signed with the Supersonics and something like that happens. And we're not gonna have like any first round picks here. We do have the Bulls first round pick if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's at 19 because the Bulls made a little bit of a Cinderella run to make it to the finals. We do also have our first round pick at 23. Eric Spoelstra is a free agent. Obviously, we are bringing him back as our head coach, and he's gonna sign with us. I don't know if I can get like a top assistant out there at the moment. Like I would love Ime Udoka as an assistant, but I don't. Like, there's no chance he would sign him. We don't really even have any cap to sign an assistant. All right, so I'm going to see if I can move 19, 23, and PJ Washington to the Pistons for pick 10, and they agree to that. So now we have the 10th overall pick. We clear up a little bit of cap space because Jimmy's contract is up. We're really only paying big money to Bam and Hero, and at this point with the cap, and I forgot to add an expansion team. All right, I'll do that next year. We're going to have a little bit of cap space, I think, for free agency, so we could go out and maybe sign a big name. Wally Hughes out of Kansas is the #1 overall pick to the Clippers. And we took Norm Olsen, a power forward, out of St. Louis here at 10. Was that the correct selection? I think so. 77 overall at the age of 21. He could maybe even be our starting power forward next year because Caleb Martin's contract is up. I just moved PJ Washington. Cadeau for $5 million. I think I may let Tyus Jones walk. I'm going to bring back JP Patrick as well. Or no, not JP Patrick. Yeah, I'm going to bring back Cadeau. I don't think Tyus Jones. I want to see how much cap space we can really get to. So Jimmy Butler, yeah, he's got 12 other offers. He may sign with the Washington Wizards. I think like Jimmy Butler's time in Miami is done with. We have $60 million in cap space. I'm going to get Drummond and I'm going to get RJ Hampton back on like minimums. I mean, Giannis Antetokounmpo is a free agent. He is 32 though. I would like to get a little bit younger if I'm going to go out and make a big splash. Like Brandon Miller, but he's restricted. I don't really want RJ Barrett. Tyrese Maxey's available, but like, does he make sense with Hero? Like him at the 2, Hero at the 3. We could also move him to the 1. There's some good point guards for sure, but I don't really want Trae Young. I don't think I want Damian Lillard at 37 or Curry at 39. I offered Giannis a deal, but I don't think we're going to get him. I think he's going to go back to Milwaukee. Do I want Maxey? I don't even know if I want Maxey. 5-year, 210, that's a lot of money. So I may just wait and see if like a top restricted free agent ends up becoming available after moratorium. Giannis signs with the Bucks. Jimmy, I think, is going to sign with the Wizards. We'll see if he gets signed. It looks like he does. And after moratorium, yeah, like Brandon Miller is unrestricted. That is somebody I will definitely go after if the Hornets still want to sign him. I will give him $40 million for 4 years, and then I will go up as well. Jimmy ended up signing with the Wizards 2 years, $86 million. I think that's it though. Like if I don't get Brandon Miller, I think I'll just try to have a cap sheet open next year, and this could just be like a gap year. So let's see what happens. Oh, okay, we get Brandon Miller. Yep, we're gonna do that. Tyus Jones is gonna walk. I think Elliot Cadeau is gonna be the starting point guard, and we're gonna look to snag Talen Horton-Tucker on a 3-year deal worth $30 million to be the backup point guard behind Elliot Cadeau. So Elliot Cadeau goes up to a 79. Dort progresses a little bit. So does Brandon Miller. Drummond is regressing at the moment, but I don't know if this team is going to be good right away next year. Hopefully, though, it may just take a year to get this team involved. And then maybe during the 2029 season, we'll be back like in championship contention. Because once you move on from Jimmy Butler, it's not going to be perfect right away. But hey, maybe Brandon Miller is going to turn into a top 5 player in the NBA. So 2K wants to roll with Lou Dort at the power forward spot. I don't think so. I think we're going to try to see what Norm Olsen could do, who was the guy we just drafted 10th overall. And then we did also draft Jerome Walton, 30th overall a couple of years ago. So I think he might get like 13 minutes a night. We'll probably do like 15 to Hampton, 18 to THT, 26 to Dort, 24 to Olsen, 35, 36, 34, and then 29. That is perfect. System proficiency is 4-star balance. And in the 10-year Jazz rebuild, I added 2 like pretty expected expansion teams with the Supersonics and the Las Vegas Outlaws. Aces or whatever I added. So I'm going to add 2 new teams. So Baltimore is going to get a team, the Baltimore Blue Crabs. Obviously, they're going to be added to the Eastern Conference. And we're going to bring a team to Vancouver, a second Canada team. And yeah, we're going to have the Vancouver Huskies. They were obviously the Vancouver Grizzlies before becoming the Memphis Grizzlies. But yeah, we're going to roll and add another team there in the West. So a Baltimore team and a Vancouver team. So those will be added next year. First game, of course, is it's not Jimmy coming home, but it's us going to Jimmy against the Wizards. And they ended up beating us by 31. Yeah, it could be a weird year for sure. I'm not going to say it's going to be out. It's going to be a perfect season. Let me just triple check that I have my first round pick here in 2028. Okay, thank God. Just in case it gets really bad, because we're starting off the season 0-2, 0-3. All right, that's not great. 0-4, 0-5. What a start to the season. Don't know really how I feel about this. All right, so not too much of a hangover year, I guess, post Jimmy Butler for this Heat team. We're still going to get close to 50 wins. We go 47-35. Luka in his, second year in Brooklyn, gets MVP. Renato Delgado out of Puerto Rico, he was the 2nd overall pick to the Hawks, is your Rookie of the Year. Anthony Black in Memphis, 6th Man of the Year. Giannis Depoy. We get Elliot Cadeau, Most Improved. Could be the franchise point guard. 17 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, 1.2 steals a night. Good efficiency as well. I guess just in time for him being a restricted free agent. And shout out to Brandon Miller, getting Clutch Player of the Year. On the All-NBA teams, do we get somebody on the Miami Heat? Yes, we do. We get Brandon Miller. All right, shout out to Brandon Miller. Nobody on the all-defensive teams, which is fine. And we ended up as the 6th seed there. Battle of Florida in round 1, going up against the Orlando Magic. They ended up winning 5 more games than us. So basically just throughout the year, Brandon Miller was the leading scorer. Hero, I guess, took a little bit of a backseat with Miller coming in. I wonder if he's happy with that. Elliot Cadeau also, like, his points per game increasing. So Hero did go down. Bam went down in points per game. Talen Horton-Tucker was good for us off the bench for sure. So for the playoffs, I don't really want to stick with the 10-man rotation. How is Jerome Walton? I mean, in a limited sample size, he was fine. I think Drummond will get 10 minutes. We'll go 15, 18, 25 to the remaining of the bench. We'll go 30 to Cadeau. We'll do 38 to Hero Miller, 38 to Bam, and then Norm Olsen, we could probably do like 28 to. And can we beat the Orlando Magic and win a playoff series without Jimmy Butler? Nope, we end up losing in 6. Were they close at all? Like, we ended up losing by 9 in game 1. Hero at 25. Game 2, we won by 1. I mean, Brandon Miller, Clutch Player of the Year. Game 3, we lost by 4. Cooper Flag at 28. Miller at 38. Cadeau at 32 and 8. Game 4, we lost by 1. All right, so it was a close series. It could have gone any other way. Bam at 39 in this game. And then we ended up winning by 5 in Game 5, and then losing by 5 in Game 6. That is a close L of a series. That stinks. I mean, we're going to still progress. I don't know if Bam's going to start regressing yet or Hero. I think they'll be fine. So we have somewhat of a big 4 going forward. I think just really looking for that upgrade at the power forward position will be crucial for the, I guess, next 5 years of this rebuild. Shea, Western Conference Finals MVP. Halliburton, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And Halliburton, as I'm confused here, wins it all. I thought he was going to get Finals MVP. But no, Shea gets it. And they lost. So that's 3 Finals MVPs for Shea in this video. KD retires Drew, Harden, Curry, DeRozan, Vooch. There goes Jimmy, George, Beal, Kawhi. Oh my goodness. That is a star-studded Hall of Fame class 5 players making it, and we are going to add 2 new expansion teams to the league. So yeah, I guess the Huskies will be in the Northwest. We'll throw the Thunder in the Southwest. That makes sense. And then we'll throw the Baltimore Blue Crabs in the Atlantic Division. So draft lottery time. We do have our first round pick, but it's going to be a little bit later than usual, dropping 2 spots from 20 to 22 since the Blue Crabs are going to be at 6 and the Huskies are going to be at 5. Kings get the number 1 pick. So to protect our players, it looks like Jerome Walton will be the odd man out. We're going to keep everybody else, so it's not going to be that big of an L. 2K does mess this up. They should do the expansion draft after free agency in the NBA draft, or team player options at least. Well, never mind. Some really good players weren't kept. Oh my god. Bobby Portis, Vassell, Gary Trent, Stewart, Cody Williams, Oubre. Okay, never mind. This is so much different from the 10-year Jazz rebuild, where those expansion rosters stunk, but now they're pretty good. And here we are on the clock with our pick. Man says the number 1 overall pick out of Turkey, I think he was. Yeah, going to the Kings. It looks like a stud. Corey Solomon looks pretty good as well, going to the Wizards. The Huskies ended up with a 75 overall 22-year-old center, and the Blue Crabs a 71 overall 23-year-old center, or excuse me, point guard. That's not good. So we basically replaced Jerome Walton with Matthew Lowe, who's actually a higher overall, just as good. 22nd pick, 6'10" power forward out of San Jose State. Wait, didn't I lose Walton in the... Oh, he wasn't drafted in the expansion draft. Okay, that's actually kind of funny. He was like one of the 2 players that weren't. Cadeau was about to get paid a lot of money from me. So yeah, this free agency class would have been pretty elite to have like an open spot if I didn't want to sign Brandon Miller. Could have went after Ja, Zion, Tatum, Jokic, Booker. All right, well, I regretted not waiting a year. So I'm going to try to give Cadeau 5 years for the remainder of this video, 20 mil a year, so 5-year, 125. I'm going to look to bring back Drummond on a 1-year deal. I think I would like to bring back RJ Hampton on a 2-year deal, and we get all 3 of them. Let's go. I'm also going to look to try to sign Jalen Johnson, who could be an upgrade at the power forward spot if I don't think like Norm Olsen is the answer long term. So it's going to be actually a 4-year deal, but I'll throw a team option on the last year. So he's going to be here for a little bit. I like that pickup for us. Jason Tatum goes to the Cavs. Well, that's a pretty big shocker. Evan Mobley goes to the Timberwolves. So player progression, Brandon Miller's an 89, Bam's an 89. Cadeau goes up a little bit, same with THT and Jerome Walton. Drummond regresses. He probably will not be in the rotation. All right, so for this season, we're going to roll with a 9-man regular season rotation with Elliot Cadeau at the point guard spot, Hero and Miller on the wings, Jalen Johnson at the 4, Bam at the 5, with Lou Dort, THT, Norm Olsen, and Matthew Lowe, as well as RJ Hampton off the bench. We could make a trade at the deadline. I know I say I could, but I haven't done it at all in this video, so I don't know if that's going to happen. We're 4.5 star balance. Let's see what we can do here in the 2029 season. All right, so this Heat team has been pretty disappointing this year. We do get Brandon Miller as an all-star. 2K just refuses to give anything to Tyler Hero, and I don't think he's going to get it at this point anymore. But yeah, 22 and 28. Not a great season for this Miami Heat team. Hero has been the leading scorer. Elliot Cadeau, I think, has been fine. Bam is getting up there in age at 31 years old, but maybe just the team around us isn't doing that good. Jalen Johnson needs to be better, and I don't think he's going to be that bad throughout this like whole contract span, and I don't want to trade him at the deadline. I could sell. I could move Taylor Horton-Tucker. I'm like just debating if I want to try to go all in on the 2030 season or just try to get as many assets and maybe just go all in on the 2031 season, or vice versa. 2029 season this year and then 2030s next year, not 2031, and vice versa. It didn't really make any sense there. So Bam Adebayo is a free agent at the end of the year. I mean, I'd like to bring him back. I mean, we don't really have any pending free agents because Dort has that team option. Do I think I'm going to pick it up for $15 million? I'm not sure. Also, Nikola Jovic has turned into a solid bench player in New Orleans. He really didn't work out. I mean, he did all right in Charlotte, but nothing too crazy. So once again, I think I'm going to stay pat at the deadline. We'll see if we could sneak in as like a bottom seed in the play-in tournament and end up maybe advancing to the playoffs, but we'll see. Hey, we're on a 3-game winning streak, actually 4-game winning streak. Maybe we'll turn it around in the second half of the season. Can we go on a 5-game? Nope, we can't. All right, let's bring back Bam Adebayo. It's going to be a 3-year deal worth $105 million at $35 mil per year, and he's going to accept that. We could also bring back Lou Dort, but I think it would decline the team option, and we can get him for like $6 million cheaper. So let's say I gave Lou Dort a 2-year, $10 million a year extension. I'm pretty sure. Does that pick up the team option? I always forget this. I actually think it does pick up the team option. Okay, that's not too bad. I'm fine with it because we could still look to move him. I'm not throwing that out of the cards. But yeah, we're 30 and 30 at the moment. We're now above 500, so we've been much better since I last talked to you guys around the All-Star break. So Luka takes home MVP in Brooklyn. Mens is the number 1 overall pick that was out of Turkey that went to the Kings, gets Rookie of the Year. He's probably going to be pretty good. Bronny gets 6th Man of the Year with the Pelicans. Evan Mobley Depoy in Minnesota. You got Mackenzie Mbako getting Most Improved in Vancouver, averaging 27 points and 9 rebounds. It's funny how messed up his name gets. Stephon Castle, 33 points in New York. think that's pretty good. Whoa, so you had 3 players on all NBA second team. Is there the minute issue? Yep, they're playing 47 minutes a night. For some reason, this happened in the Utah Jazz tenure rebuild. I'm going to keep referring that with the expansion teams. One of the expansion teams, for that instance, it was the Supersonics, played their rotation or their starting 5 like 48 minutes a night. So that's what happened. Oh my God, with Tidwan Saloon, Saloon, and then Cody Williams, all the guys that got in the expansion draft. So they all averaged. How did Cody Williams make All-NBA second team? It was pretty trash, honestly. So we didn't get any Miami Heat on an All-NBA or defensive team or rookie team. We ended up not making the full-on playoffs, but we ended up as the 7th seed. So we have the best chance possibly out of the play-in. We were the only play-in team to be above 500. We were 43-39. Hero and Miller averaged 22 points, 18-8 for Elliot Cadeau, Bam Adebayo 15-9 and 3.5. And then here's the bench. Nothing too special off the bench. So I think like Norm Olsen might be the odd man out for the playoffs. I think Lowe can get like 14. RJ Hampton can get 14. We'll do 17 to THT. We'll do 24 to Dort. I want to do 38 to Bam, 39 to Miller and Hero. I don't know though, but maybe we'll do 36 to Bam, 38 because I'd like to give Elliot Cadeau 34 minutes. System proficiency is 5-star system proficiency. All right, can we please beat the Raptors and advance to be the 7th seed in the playoffs? They have Desmond Bane and Scotty Barnes, Kwame Evans. They have a JD and a JC, and we end up winning. Let's go. We won by 14. Brandon Miller with 24. Cadeau and Hero with 20 apiece. Jalen Johnson 19-9, 3 blocks as well, and we are going to be the 7th seed here in the playoffs. The Raptors ended up beating the Hawks. Taking on the Bulls, who have Lonzo still, Justin Edwards, AJ Griffin, Noah Clowney, and Time Lord Robert Williams. They have AJ Johnson, Bilal Coulibaly, Killian Hayes, so a couple French guys off the bench. Trey Jones as well. Game 1 goes to the Miami Heat. We beat them by 1. Could this be a 7-2 upset? Game number 2. We do end up losing now by 31 points. All right, let's hop into game number 3, and we end up taking a 2-1 lead. We win by 12 points. Brandon Miller with 35. Elliot Cadeau with 22 and 12. 18 rebounds for Bam. Game number 4, we take a 3-1 lead. We win by 17. Hero with 34. Brandon Miller 27-10, 5 and 4. Can we end up gentlemen sweeping them? Don't blow a 3-1 lead. Yes, we almost do though. Go to a game 7 after being up 3-1, but we ended up winning by 13. Shout out Cadeau. Shout out Brandon Miller, who had 11 assists, and we're advancing. We pull off the upset. So we're going to be taking on the Brooklyn Nets, who do have Luka Doncic here in round number 2. They got Luka, Cason Wallace, Ian Jackson, Carter Bryant, Claxton. Oh, that's a good team. Carter Jr., Vanderbilt, Cam Johnson, Dorte. All right, I'm not going to get my hopes up for this series. I don't think we're going to beat them, and we ended up losing in 6. You have a Brooklyn-Orlando conference finals. I mean, Hero did all he could in this series. That is unfortunate. All right, you know what? I think I'm being somewhat complacent with this team. I think we're fine with Hero, Cadeau, Miller, and Bam. I think we do need to upgrade the power forward spot, as the Thunder have just been dominating, and Shea's been the best player in the NBA for years now. But yeah, I don't know if Jalen Johnson's like the right man at the 4 spot, so I think this is where we try to make a big move there. We'll see though. Dame retires. He heads to the Hall of Fame. Oh, it's the Blue Crubs? That's what the Baltimore team is? I thought it was Blue Crabs. I'm not really sure about that. We do have our first round pick at number 20, though. All right, so with my pick, I'm going to take center Fausto Di Stefano. He's a 19-year-old center out of Italy. And we snag Jeff Price out of UCal in the 2nd round. The Kings had the number 1 overall pick once again. They took Ian Kalmushi. The Bucks took Kurt Gardner with the 2nd overall selection. We're going to sign Di Stefano and Price. Now, there's a chance they could end up getting traded for sure. I'm going to be in the market for a full-time starting power forward. I don't know why I said full-time. I don't think I'm in the market for a part-time power forward. I'm going to try to sign, and we're going to bring back Andre Drummond, but Trey Murphy. So Trey Murphy, I'm going to pick up. Not really the power forward I had in mind, because I do want a power forward that can play defense at an elite level, but he can go to the bench because I may have a trade in mind. All right, I'm going to try to pick up Jarris Walker here from the Indiana Pacers. He's in a contract year, so maybe I can afford him, or he would be maybe not as expensive. So since we did sign Trey Murphy, I'm going to see if I could do Lou Dort. I could do Jalen Johnson, but I think I'm going to see if I could do Lou Dort, Norm Olsen, who was the 10th overall pick a few years ago, Jerome Walton, who was the 30th pick a few years ago. I'll see if they'll do this because Walker isn't expiring and they get Dort for a few years. They say no. I would ship off my first round pick next year, top 10 protected, and that gets it done. So we get an upgrade, I think, at the power forward spot. I'm going to move Trey Murphy to the small forward spot. And yeah, I really like this team next year. I think Walker's going to be a huge addition. So here on just day 8, Jalen Green re-signs with the Indiana Pacers. Anthony Edwards goes to Golden State. Okay, Dylan Harper stays with the Spurs. LaMelo goes to Baltimore. Donovan Mitchell stays with the Warriors. So they have Mitchell and Anthony Edwards now. Paolo Banchero leaves Orlando, stays in the Southeast Division, and joins the Atlanta Hawks. Cooper Flagg stays in Orlando. Bronny leaves New Orleans to go to Toronto. So Brandon Miller, Adebayo here don't progress, but Cadeau goes up to an 84. Murphy goes up to an 83. Walker goes up a little bit as well. I'd like to re-sign Jarris Walker if he works out next to Bam. All right, so it's going to be Cadeau, Hero, Miller, Walker, Bam with Murphy, Johnson, THT, and Matthew Lowe off the bench. System proficiency, balanced, 5-star system proficiency with Spoelstra. Hopefully we could see a good year out of the team. Like game 1 at home, we start off with a back-to-back really. We lose to Cleveland, and then we lose to Toronto. Wow, off to a great start, guys. I was really hyped about this season, but you know what? Maybe we'll take a couple games. Shout out to Hero, just dropping 39 there. All right, so we did get Brandon Miller as an all-star this year, averaging 22.5 points, 7.3 rebounds, and 5.1 assists. Also, just doesn't miss free throws, 50% from the field, 42 from 3. He's been incredible. There's William McNeely, who was really good in the 10-year Jazz rebuild. He was drafted in 2025. Isaiah Collier makes his first all-star appearance, but that is it with the Miami Heat. I lied. Bam Adebayo makes his 9th. So we are 41-10 right now. I think just adding like a bruiser, strong defender at the power forward spot, because we kind of had undersized defenders and we had some rookies kind of shuffling in and out. Like we've had Caleb Martin, Jalen Johnson, that Norm Olsen guy. Like it's just been a bunch kind of like shuffling. So I think we're happy with Walker, and I definitely want to extend him as well. So yeah, we're 42-11 at the trade deadline. Don't think I'm going to make a trade. We are 3 games above the Cavs for the 1 seed in the East. Just taking a look here at the player sets. We have 3 20-point per game scorers. Hero at 30 is now averaging 20.7, but Ellie Cadeau 20.9 and 9.1. I'm glad we definitely developed him. Makes me look not as worse, like since I passed on Tyrese Proctor for him. Miller was the all-star. So was Bam. 12.5 and 8.8 for Jarris Walker. And I think the bench is still really good too with Johnson, Murphy, Lowe, and THT. Walker will come back, so let's lock him up. $92 million for 4 years, and can I even throw a team option on the last year? Boom, there we go, even though that'll be past the end of this video. If THT wants to come back, I'll give him a 3-year extension as well, and yeah, we definitely should bring back Hero. I'll give him $30 million a year for the next 4 years, so $120 million guaranteed. Boom, there we go. And we might as well lock up Brandon Miller on a 3-year extension worth $120 million. So he's under contract for the next 5 years. Let's go out and win a title here in 2030. So Mackenzie Mugako is your MVP for the Vancouver Huskies. Robert Dillingham is your rookie of the year. He was drafted in 2024, 55th overall. And at the age of 25, he's finally playing. He's an Almanza 6th man of the year. Wemby gets Depoy. Cody Carr, most improved. He was the 34th pick back in 2025. Stephon Castle, clutch player of the year. And boom, Erik Spoelstra, Coach of the Year. Do we get a Heat? Nope. No Heat. No Heat. No Heat. But hey, we did get Coach of the Year and the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Going up against the Milwaukee Bucks, the same 2 teams playing each other in round 1 as a 1 and 8 seed from the 2023 playoffs, but the seeds are reversed with Fox, Dial, Barrett, Giannis, Garuba. It's a good team for sure here in Milwaukee. And they got Tidwan too, who played like 48 minutes a night in his time in Vancouver. So here was pretty much just the end of the season scoring with the team, with Miller just edging out Cadeau as the #1 scorer on the team. I do feel pretty confident in beating the Bucks, even though they won game 1. We end up gentleman sweeping them, in which Brandon Miller, Tower Hero, and Elliot Cadeau all had north of 23 points per game. We're taking on the Indiana Pacers with Halliburton and Green in the backcourt, Wiggins, Walton, and Turner, 3, 4, 5, Zachary Sasher, Bryson Tucker, Ian Jackson, Benedict Mathurin. Okay, this is a good team. This is a very good team. They have a very good bench. Obviously, still have Halliburton and Jalen Green kind of in that backcourt. I don't know how they were a 4th seed. I think they were the 1 seed in the East last year. Can we beat them and go to the conference finals? We sweep them. So I'm like, I don't know if we can beat this team. Like, they're a really good 4 seed. And then Miller and Cadeau combined for 56. So that's pretty good on our end. And we're going up against Luka Doncic here in the conference finals. Can we beat them to go to the NBA finals? Boom! We are back in it. And when we beat the Thunder in this video, we had a rematch of the 2012 finals. Let's have a rematch of the 2011 finals. Luka got conference finals MVP in the L. But yeah, we got the Miami Heat going up against the Dallas Mavericks. Am I going for title number 2? Damn, just title number 2. Did we lose another one? Oh yeah, we got swept by the Thunder the year prior. So can we beat the Dallas Mavericks, who have Trey Mann, Isaiah Evans, Carter Knox, Liam McNeely, Kessler? Honestly, I feel like the Pacers team is better. We should beat them. Oh my god. We lose in 7. Oh, that's my 2nd finals L of the video. Liam McNeely is your finals MVP. Are you kidding me? We lost by 6 at home. Come on. God damn it, man. We could have had 3 finals, and there goes Drummond. But, yeah, 3 finals in this video. But nope, we just have 1 because we've gotten swept and have lost in 7. Oh, that is just so brutal. So we just have our 1st round pick at number, where are we at? We're actually at 31, which we don't have it. That's going to the Pacers from the Jarris Walker trade. So that team also had Jarris Walker on it as well. So we did have pick 52 and 63. 54, right? Yeah, 52 and 64. I guess no, this would be 54 and 64. We're going to sign Covington, probably not Alexander. The number 1 pick was Clarence Joseph, a center out of the G League, going to the Denver Nuggets. You had Udo going number 4 there to the Kings. Hawkins looks like a nice pick to the Pistons there in the top 10. Let's bring back Matthew Lowe. Let's bring back... No, let's decline it on Jeff Price. And Wembanyama is actually going to be a free agent here in 2030. Unrestricted, will he go back to the San Antonio Spurs? We will see. RJ Hampton, I'd bring him back on the minimum. We don't really have a solid mid-level exception, so I think we're going to pretty much just run this team back. I mean, we did run the table. Like, we killed it in the Eastern Conference side of the playoffs, but we just lost in 7 in the NBA final. And Wemby chooses Detroit. Okay, so he comes to the Eastern Conference. This is going to be fun. Brandon Miller goes up in overall, so does Elliot Cadeau. DeStefano, who might get minutes for us this year. I think he will. So Trey Murphy last year was very efficient. Obviously, his scoring's not going to be like so good because we have so many other scorers on this team. I would like to get DeStefano some minutes here. Probably 12 to him and Low, and then we can probably give 2 more to... 1 more to Hero, 1 more to Cadeau, why not? System proficiency for this season is at 5 stars once again. Let's hope to win a title here in 2031. So Nikola Topic wins the 2031 MVP award. He averaged 26 points, 8.5 rebounds, 12.7 assists. He was the 17th overall pick back in 2024. He is projected to be a lottery pick currently for the 2024 draft. Rookie of the year went to Celso Quoto, and he shot 40 from the field, 38 from 3 as a 6'1" point guard out of Brazil. Liam McNeely, 6th man of the year in Milwaukee. Evan Mobley, Depoy in Minnesota. And we get coach of the year again with Eric Spoelstra going 65 and 17. You have 2 Vancouver Huskies on all NBA first team, Topic and Mackenzie Mgbako, probably because they're playing 46 minutes a night because expansion teams just play their players way too much. I don't know if that's the same with the Baltimore Blue Crabs. That is what their team is, like with the logo. It says something different when you go to standings. But yeah, we once again just don't get Miami Heat winning any awards. It's kind of just unreal at this point. We're going to be taking on the 8-seeded Philadelphia 76ers in round 1. They went 40 and 42. They have the sick, fast Kentucky backcourt. De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Maxey. They still have Joel Embiid. He's now spent 15 years there in Philly. Yeah, it says Blue Crabs when you're in the standings, but it is Blue Crabs. If we take a look here at the season stats, our leading scorer was Brandon Miller, followed by Elliot Cadeau. In year number 7, Tower Hero falls to the 3rd leading scorer. Still great efficiency. And then you have Bam and Jarris Walker. And then the bench follows. We should really beat this Philadelphia 76ers team. And we end up sweeping them in round 1. Now we got Luka Doncic, Kason Wallace, Keldon Johnson, Carter Bryant, Wendell Carter Jr., Nick Claxton, Antonio Sims. He's pretty good. That's a good Nets team to go up against in round number 2. It does not matter though because we sweep them and we're currently undefeated in the playoffs with Hero averaging 29 in that series, 12 assists for Elliot Cadeau. Brandon Miller, Cadeau, and Hero were all phenomenal in round 1. Can we beat the Milwaukee Bucks who still have Giannis on year 18 with Milwaukee? It's a good team though, so it's not a guarantee that we're going to win it, but we end up winning in 5. So we are 12 and 1 going to the finals to take on the Houston Rockets. We've already lost 2 so far in this video. We lost last year in 2030 in 7 games, and we also lost in 2025. We did win in 2026. Can we win it in 2031? Yes! Oh my god, we win in 7. Oh yes. Alright, we almost lost back-to-back finals in 7 games. I would have been so upset. Shout out to Elliot Cadeau, finals MVP, just under 30 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 67 from the field, 65 from 3, 85 from the line in a 7-game sample size. That is wild. We won by 2 points. Oh my goodness. Damn. All right, we could have really lost this series. Oh, wow. We were at home in this one. We were down 1-0. We lost by 1 in game 1. Game 2, we blew them out. It was 1-1. Got blown out in game 3, down 2-1. One close in 4 was 2-2. We went down 3-2. Blew them out in game 6. Shout out Brandon Miller. Shout out Elliot Cadeau, who's now arguably a superstar in this league after winning finals MVP. And then we won in 7 by just 2 points. Kyrie ends up retiring. He's probably going to be the only Hall of Famer here. And yes, that is the case with Kyrie making it to the Hall of Fame. Zach LaVine gets his jersey retired by the Chicago Bulls. That is pretty cool. We do own our first round pick at 32. So I do want to run this team back. I still think we can win a championship. Bam is getting up there in age. Looks like Peter Bagaric. It looks like Peter Bagaric might be the best player in this class. He was drafted at Croatia, 3rd overall. by the Denver Nuggets. Marion Manning looks pretty good as well. We're going to bring back Jalen Johnson and Trey Murphy. Wow, DeStefano and not Covington. So, Jason Tatum, Zion Williamson, I saw are going to be free agents. We have Jalen Pickett and Kennedy Chandler. Shout out to Tennessee and Penn State. But yeah, you got Tatum and Zion and Fox. So the 3 top free agents. I was dumb. I was going to say we're all from Duke, but Fox literally went to Kentucky. Zion and Tatum did both go to Duke, though. Let's keep bringing back RJ Hampton. Why not, man? So we do see Trey Murphy regress a little bit. Everybody else progresses, though, which is good. Or just stayed flat. Nobody regressed, which is also pretty good, especially with Bam, because I'm scared he's going to drop like 4 overalls one off season. All right, so just constructing the rotation. I don't know if I'm going to play Matthew Wow or I'm going to play Foster DeStefano. I think I'm going to play DeStefano because I think he could still progress to be a pretty good backup big. He's going to get 15 minutes a night. We'll do the same with THT. 20 to Jalen Johnson, 25 to Murphy. He's good. Let's do 35 Miller. 35 Hero, 33 to Elliot Cadeau, who might be the best player at the end of the season. 5-star balance system proficiency once again. This is going to be year 9. We got 2 years left. I would love to win 2 more titles, so let's hope that we can do that in 2032. If we're not performing well at the deadline, though, I could try to make a move. I don't know who would get moved, but it's still in the cards. So Nikola Topic wins MVP once again. 24 points, 8.5 rebounds, 13.5 assists. I'm going to have to pick him up in a rebuild. He is developing like crazy for sure, and I think he came on a little bit late as well, as the Rockets coach ended up getting coach of the year, and that was Mike Brown. But yeah, Topic did nothing basically on the, I mean, like his second year on the Pelicans was good, and then ended up in Baltimore, and then went to the other expansion team and really balled out. The Vancouver Huskies have 3 guys on All-NBA first team because they played 46 minutes a night apiece. Hey, we do get somebody on an All-NBA team. It's Elliot Cadeau, 23.5 points, 9.9 assists, 3.5 rebounds, 1.7 steals a night. The dude is a stud. And we finish once again with the best record in the Eastern Conference, 53-29. With Cadeau leading the way, followed by Brandon Miller, Tower Hero, Walker, and Bam. Bam will be a free agent. I do got to re-sign him. We're taking on Orlando here in round 1. They still have Franz Wagner. They got Cooper Flagg, who they drafted back in I guess the second draft of the video. Battle of Florida here for round 1 of the playoffs. We are up 2-0, 3-1, and we end up winning in 6, with Elliot Cadeau averaging 26 points and 12 assists in those 6 games. Now we're taking on the Baltimore Blue Crabs here with LaMelo Ball, Jess Ellis, yeah, there you go. Jaden McDaniels, Alexander Sarr. I'm pretty sure that's Barris Bagayako. There's Darius Miller, Jackie Reeves, Colin Sexton's on this team. This may be close. We're up 3-1 though, and we win this series in 6. All right, so we win the first 2 series in 6 after sweeping the first 2 series last year. So that maybe doesn't give me the most confidence in the world, but here we are going up against a 7th seed, and the Pacers still got Jalen Green. They got Zachary Sasher still. Yep, Miles Turner is still there, so it's cool that a lot of these guys have been here for a while. Benedict Mathurin is still there. I guess we do have, just 2 players still here from the start, and that's Hero and Bam. Which makes sense because everybody else when we started was either really old or just really not like somebody that you're going to build around for sure. So let's see. Can we go to the NBA Finals once again? Yep, we make light work of the Pacers. We win in 5. Elliot Cadeau is, I think, the best player. We have really developed this guy to be an elite guard in his 8th year. He won Finals MVP last year. Taking on the Houston Rockets. Got Jalen Duren and Jabari Smith in the front court. They got Dink Patel. They got Isaiah Collier, Cam Whitmore, Tari Eason. Can we do it and win another finals? Boom! We win in 5 and we go back to back. Brandon Miller is your finals MVP with 24 points, 6 rebounds, and 5.5 assists. And that is title number 3 in the video. We are now 3-2 in the finals. Hopefully we can end the video 4-2 in the final season. There goes AD, Randall, Gordon, Pirtle, Markkanen all retiring, Desmond Bane as well. AD's heading to the Hall of Fame. He gets his jersey retired by the Pelicans and the Lakers. And Randall spent 13 years on the Knicks. I don't know how they did it for that long, but he gets his jersey retired by them. So Derek Flowers, we got it at 32. We got Anton Popov at number 29 in the second round. Reggie L. Hayes, it looks like a beast. A power forward out of Colorado. Maybe Deion Sanders just made this program like basically a blue bud, but not really a blue bud. Jawan Evans looks pretty good. He was the Hawks pick. Wow, this actually looks like a really good draft class here in 2032. We're gonna pick up DeStefano's team option. So Bam Adebayo is a free agent. Let's sign him. We got 1 year left. We might as well. I'd like to bring back Jalen Johnson. I'd like to bring back Trey Murphy, and boom, we're able to sign all 3 of these guys. Let's go. Wait, Bam Adebayo, no! I didn't even realize. Why did I think we got him? He signed with Philly. What? Oh my god, well that's not good. That is not good. Alright, we're not going to renounce the rights on him just in case that really doesn't go through. Did we just lose Bam Adebayo? Please tell me. Okay, thank god we didn't. Give him all the money. Thank god they weren't able to sign him. Give him all the money. 3 years, 140. Oof, my life flashed before my eyes. I thought we were going to get banned for the final season. That would have sucked. We're also going to sign Jaden Springer as well. Not sure if he's going to crack the rotation. He was just like a 4.5-star system fit. All right, Trey Murphy does regress, but shout out to Bam. Not regressing at all. This team is still at full strength to possibly win a title in 2033. And Justin Edwards, who's a current prospect on the Kentucky Wildcats for the 2024 draft, wins MVP after spending 8 years in Chicago. Wins it when he joins the New York Knicks. Reggie Hayes, who I pointed out last offseason, has a terrible shooting year, but is your rookie of the year. Ace Bailey, 6-man there. He was the #1 overall pick, like in the Cooper Flag draft. He's been good, but surprised he's coming off the bench now. Justin Edwards wins MVP and DPOY. Peter Bogaric wins Most Improved from year 1 to year 2. I hate that. And Abraham Navarro, Coach of the Year in San Antonio. Do we get any Miami Heat? Yep. Elliot Cadeau makes All-NBA third team once again. 50, 40, 90 season for him for the first time in his career. Averages 20 and 9 also. And the Miami Heat are not the 1 seed this year. We are the 2 seed. The New York Knicks, who do have the MVP in Justin Edwards, gets the 1 seed. Here are the stats for this team. Basically 3 20-point per game scorers, also having 2 12-point per game scorers, basically the whole starting 5. We're going to be taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers here in round 1. They have Kason Wallace. They have Dyson Daniels. Wallace is coming over from Brooklyn. They still have Jared Allen, but Evan Mobley, remember, was in Minnesota. Donovan Mitchell at one point was in Golden State. I'm not really sure where Darius Garland ended up. They do have Jason Tatum, though, but he is 35 years old. We should beat this Cavs team, but we're down 2-0. We're down 3-1, and they blow a 3-1 lead. Oh my God. We won by 1 point in game 7. Jarris Walker 25 and 16, 17 and 10 for Miller, and we advance. Oh my God. We were down 3-1 to a 7 seed. We had so many guys in double figures, and here we are advancing to round 2 to take on the Milwaukee Bucks, who do not have Giannis, but they have Nikola Jokic. Okay. Yep, he spent 17 years in Denver, and then in his age 38 season is a Milwaukee Buck. Can we beat them in advance to the NBA Finals? That's for the 2023 Finals, Jokic. We finally get revenge a decade later here in 2033, man. Yeah, we're trying to three-peat to end the video. That would be a sick way to finish it off, but we're going up against the best team in the East. We're going up against the best player in the NBA, Justin Edwards, who's having an incredible playoff run. Can we do it in advance to the NBA Finals? Come on. Yeah. Oh, no. We lost in 7. Oh. Knicks Thunder. Oh, Edwards was so good. Damn, we got blown out by 24 in game 7 as well. We almost had it. We almost went to 3 straight finals. Yeah, this team maybe ran its course. I mean, we were 1 game away from the finals, so I'm not going to say, like, we were always out of it. The Thunder ended up winning in 7, and Shea gets another finals MVP. He was probably the best player, and you could say the Thunder were the best team in this video. Yeah, we had 3 titles in this video. They had 4. They did sweep us in the 2025 finals. Then we beat Denver in 6. So I guess that was for the 2023 finals. The Thunder ended up winning a couple years later, beating Orlando. We beat Houston back-to-back years. And then, yeah, we lost to New York in these conference finals. So I hope you guys did enjoy the 10-year Miami Heat rebuild. It was really cool to get Brandon Miller, develop Elliot Cadeau, and still have Bam and Hero finish their careers, or at least play a decent amount of it in Miami. I mean, Bam's 35. He's still maybe got a few years left, and Hero's still only 33. So if you guys do enjoy the 10-year rebuilds, I'd appreciate you dropping a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments which team we should do next. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.